Namaskar. Today let's talk about how to spot injury-prone yoga students. There are a number of reasons why we want to spot them. One is to prevent injuries. The first thing we want to look at is their alignment when we take them through warm-ups. And there may be not a fixed alignment, but at least what we can see is how they move their body. Because some people, when they move their body, we can see that they might be a little bit more prone to getting themselves in trouble as far as an injury than, say, somebody else who moves quite gracefully. So we're actually then later on, as the practice goes on, depending on how your class works, we're looking at the next thing, which would be alignment. As you're walking around the class, you can usually spot somebody who sticks out a little differently than the rest. It could be something in the spine, it could be something that they're doing with their knee, and what you want to do is move over and help that person out. But at the same time, just as a point of reference, watch who's doing what. This isn't to pick on that particular person. This is to know who really needs more help than maybe some of the rest of your students. The other thing is balancing. We can tell also quite a bit by evaluating somebody's balance in the class. There's another thing too that most people don't think about, and that is the person who comes to class and they're very competitive. So they're going to push themselves to the limit. And maybe this is a new student who sees experienced students in the class. They don't really understand their body yet, and they're just going to push. Another thing too is the student who, for some reason, is fixated on something else. So their focus is not in the classroom. Maybe they ran into a problem in traffic on their commute to the studio. Maybe they just had an argument with their significant other. Could be any number of reasons, but they're not focused when they're in class. Now, this might be just something that happens once in a while, or it could be a person who is completely unfocused. Without getting into exactly the reasons why, learn to identify these people. Another is the physical condition of a student. Am I pushing this student too far? Should they be in another type of class? Should I point them in the best possible direction for their own safety? For example, a lot of people say that new students who have never practiced yoga before do not belong in a power yoga class. From my own belief system, I would say that there is some truth in that. And there are some people who could jump right into a power yoga class, but not for everyone. The other thing, and this would be the last thing I would mention, is locking joints or hyperextension. Regardless of whatever you heard about hyperextension, it's not good for the joints. So it's one of those things where you have to stop your students from locking. If you're asking them to straighten something out, that's fine. Do not tell them to lock a joint. The reason being we're causing premature wear in that specific joint. So, and if you don't believe that, please refer to some reputable websites or do your due diligence as far as learning about anatomy, because it's really important that we all get on the same page and stop telling students to lock their joints. And if you catch them locking their joints, tell them to adjust it with a slight micro crack in the joint. With all that said, I'm going to wish you farewell. Om Shanti.